8:56. I have no idea where to start with. Heck, this weird. Yugumu and I had gone back to my room to look at the suit, but looking at it was about all we could do. Neither of us knew anything about the electronics or robotic technology or whatever it was that made the suit tick. Analyzing how it worked and how to get past its defenses was going to be hard, if not impossible. Well, it's a protective suit made out of some kind of specialized material. That's all about I can say. Yeah, I can't figure anything else either. How can something this flimsy block our attacks so completely? We worked so hard to get it. This feels like such a waste. Darn it. If only we had someone with actually engineering knowledge on our side. As if to answer my expostulated cry, it's Tsubasa. Someone's here at this hour? You don't think it's a sponsor, do you? It's not totally out of the question. They might have realized we got our hands on a suit just like theirs. The bell rang again. Pretending I wasn't here would only put off the inevitable. The sponsor was relentless. If I was going to die anyways, I might as well put up a fight here and now. I took a deep breath and opened up the door. Tsubasa? I definitely hadn't expected to see her standing on the other side. Since this game began, everyone except Yugumu and Hiruko had been keeping their distance from me. Tsubasa's eyes were downcast. She looked like she might start to cry at any moment. Hey, what's wrong? Howdy, Tsubasa. You're looking pretty red this evening. Is something bothering you? You'd be glad to listen if you want to talk about it. I have a feeling we're not the kind of people you really want to confide in, though. Yugumo's laid-back attitude did nothing to put Tsubasa at ease. Eventually, she did speak up on her own. I'm sorry, Takumi. I'm so sorry. And all of a sudden, she burst into tears. Calm down, Tsubasa. What's this all about? What are you apologizing for? Is it because you didn't let me join your team? You don't have to worry about that. I'm doing fine. No, that's not it. I was there, Takumi. When Hiruko was fighting the commander, I was watching the whole time. Huh? Tsubasa was there too? I wanted to help. If I activated my Hemo Anima, I could have used my card to get Hiruko and Darumi out of there and bring them back to the school. But I was so scared I couldn't move. And while I was wondering what I should do, Hiruko got wounded, and then I'm sorry, Hiruko, I'm sorry, Takumi. I just stood there and let her die. Okay, real quick. Just to satisfy my curiosity, real quick. Never mind, I'll just keep going. I know apologizing will fix this, but I had no idea what to say. I knew all too well how much it hurt not being able to say someone. That's why knew nothing I could say would take away that pain. But before I could even try, you're right. Tsubasa's simple apology isn't going to cut it. Yugumo got it there first, speaking in a harsh tone I hadn't expected him to use before. You didn't save Hiruko when you had the chance. That also put our lives in danger. That's not the kind of crime you could just wipe clean. Letting someone die is basically the same as killing them. You had all the gall to give Takumi the cold shoulder. At least he still has a shred of human decency in him. That's more I can say than for you. Yugumo, I know you're mad, but that's going too far. Tsubasa already feels terrible. She doesn't need you making it worse. No, it's fine, Takumi. He's right. I'm always like this. Whenever there's any kind of conflict, I just go with the crowd. When Gaku died, I suspected you because that's what everyone else was doing. It was the same when we decided to form teams. Everyone said to stay away from you, so that's what I did too. I never stand up and make important decisions for myself, and now Hiruko is dead because of me. Darumi's probably heartbroken too. I could have stopped all that from happening. Wow, she really did see everything. She's probably still in shock. I'm a terrible person, aren't I? Treating my friend's life with so little respect. So disgusting it makes me want to puke. Herk. Berg. Tsubasa didn't stop at dry heaving. She vomited all over the floor, tears still streaming down her face. You're amazing, Takumi. You jumped right into the fight that commander and tried to save Hiruko. I can't believe I've been so awful to you all this time. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Takumi, for everything. I'd be lying if I said I was ready to completely forgive Tsubasa and call it all wonder in the bridge. But I wasn't going to hold much against her. Not when she was already suffering this much. Just the thought that I was still capable of some kind of compassion was a comfort in itself. You can cry all you want, but it's not going to erase what you did. The world wouldn't need the police if atonement was that easy. What's with you, Yugumu? Tsubasa's made some mistakes, but you don't need to be so hard on her. Tsubasa, if you really want to make up for letting Hiruko die, there's just one way. Indirectly or not, you caused a death. Now you have a duty to save lives instead. Huh? Save lives, but how do I? Just a suggestion, but how about you join up with me and Takumi? We're working on something that could save everyone, and we just happen to need someone with your particular skill set. It's like carrying on Hiruko's legacy too. That's what she gave her life for. For it means putting yourself in a lot of danger, but what do you say? Will you help us? Tsubasa didn't say anything for a while. She just stood there staring at her feet. Then she nodded as if she came to an important decision. Okay, I don't know what you guys are up to, but if it can save everyone, I'm in. So, what do you want me to do? When Tsubasa said that, Yugumu turned to me and winked. That made sense. He made her feel worse, so she felt like she had no choice but to join us to atone. I can't say I like how you manipulated her feelings like that, but we do need all the help we can get. Here's how it is, Tsubasa. I told Tsubasa all over about secret plans. how we formed an alliance to take down the sponsor and end the game, and how, thanks to Hiroku, we now have a spare kind of that kind of suit. A spare suit? Whoa. Awesome, it's a real thing. I see, Hiroku risked everything to get this. Yeah, but this stuff isn't really our area. We've got no idea what we're supposed to do with it to learn anything useful. What do you think, Tsubasa? Do we need some kind of machinery to analyze this thing or what? Maybe we should take it to the metal shop. We don't want anyone finding out that we've got this, though. Somewhere we can investigate without being seen. Might be able to help with that. You see, there's a secret lab. I'm pretty sure I'm the one who only knows about it. When you guys see it, it'll knock your socks off. It's that crazy? You'll understand once we get there. Come on, I'll take you there right now. Follow me. We gathered up the suit and left my room, letting Tsubasa lead us to the secret lab she found. Finally, we arrived at the rage stage area in the gym. This is your secret lab? I guess people don't come here all that often. Back up, guys. You're going to fall. Go stand by the edge for a sec. Fall where? Tsubasa shoot us to the edge of the stage, then knelt down and began pulling on a broken floorboard. Hurrah! All at once, the board came loose and then a hole. Peeling back, that one board had somehow made a huge hole appear in the stage. I happened to find a map of this place when I was fixing the corpse recovery drone program using the war room computer. Sorry to have kept it a secret all the time. I always wanted a place like this so I could have it all to myself. No, you made the right call. Now we can talk somewhere. Or we can talk without being... Now we have somewhere where we can talk without worrying about being overheard. I'm gonna warn you though, try not to be too shocked by what you see in there. Even if you are, try not to scream. It's like an echo chamber down there. Shock, scream, one in the world is in this lab. I don't know if I can explain it to you all that well. It'll be easier just to show you. There's a ladder leading down. Come on, before anyone sees us. Sure. We followed Tsubasa down the ladder and into the secret basement room. Sure enough, what greeted us at the bottom was something I never would have imagined. I had to hold myself back from letting out a wordless cry of surprise. Inside the lab was a large machine that looked like some kind of spaceship. This is the skatepod. I'd seen it before, but at the end of my first 100 days here. I never expected to see it here like this. Yeah, I was shocked when I first saw it too. I knew it must have been the pod you told us about. This place is probably designed to store it safely until it's needed. Is there any chance you could get it working now? I thought of that, but it's no good. It's locked up so tight, and there's no way to get in. We could probably force it open, but we can't exactly go into space with the damaged door. Must have security measures to stop everyone from using it before day 100. That's the only time we're allowed to leave the school. Well, we can think about the pod later. Let's concentrate on the suit for now. Do you need any machinery from the metal shop? We can go get it for you. No, I should be fine. There's plenty of gear in here for me to get started. I looked around the lab. It's full of miscellaneous machines and equipment. Probably stuff Tsubasa had brought in already. There are also a lot of weapons, too, for some reason. I figured I'd make those and keep them here for emergencies. Just in case we ever needed to hole up in here. I stuck some food supplies in here, too. Help yourself if you get hungry. It's a real stronghold down here. It'll make for a perfect HQ for the anti-sponsor alliance. So how are we going to investigate the suit's capabilities? You got any experiments in mind? You basically want to know how to break through the suit's defense, right? The fastest way to figure that out is to try a bunch of stress tests and see how it holds up. By testing its resistance to stretching, pressure, elastic, and plastic deformation, we can get a better idea of its fracture toughness. Deformation, fracture? Some of those terms were lost on me, but at least one of us knew what we were doing. Okay, well, let's get started. Figuring out the suit's weakness is only the first step. Once we've done that, we're going to take the sponsor down. We spent the rest of the night testing and analyzing the suit any way we could. The next morning, I made my way to the leisure lounge where the sponsor was loafing around as usual. Takumi Sumino, what are you doing here so early? Did you miss me? You can say that. I wanted to see you anyways. Do you have a moment to talk? Highly respectful attitude to take towards someone in my position. But all out, you're one of my most accomplished hunters after all. Hunter, me? No need to be modest, just take a look. The results speak for themselves. The sponsor gestured to one of their bees and brought up a display of the leaderboard. I honestly didn't expect you to gain this much of a lead so quickly. The evidence of a dark horse like yourself makes this game much more exciting. At some point I made it all the way to number 2 in the leadings. Hiroku had been at number 1 this entire time, but now that she was dead, I was catching up. You made impressive contributions to my little game. I was just thinking you deserve some kind of reward. Reward? Huh, since you're here, how about you play a game with me? Very well, if that's what you want, what shall we play? As I said before, I'm grateful to you for becoming such an accomplished hunter. I'm even willing to turn a blind eye if you ever want to bend the rules a little. That actually helps me a lot, because what I want is a duel to the death. I'm going to fight you and I'm going to win. And then I'm ending this stupid game of yours once and for all. So let's come to this. Very well, activate your class armor, Himo Anima. Attack me all you want. Your sword is no more threat to me than a blade of grass. The sponsor clearly didn't consider themselves in any danger. They stood there radiating with absolute confidence, knowing that nothing I could do would hurt them. Nice of you to be so laid back about it, but I won't be attacking with my sword. I'll be using this crossbow. I brought out the crossbow Tsubasa had made with the gift-o-matic. Normally using a conventional weapon like this would be pointless, especially against an invincible opponent like this monster. Fool, what are you thinking? Turn something like that on me. Since insolence will not stand, a hunter should use hemoanima. Just like that, the sponsor's confident demeanor vanished and they began to panic. Looks like we were right about the suit's weakness. We performed every kind of stress test we could think of on the spare last night, and we discovered something very interesting. I knew it, the suit isn't actually all that strong. It'll distort from a little force, and it's not that much tougher than a regular protective suit. A long knife or something could probably cut through it pretty easily. That doesn't make sense though. If the suit's that weak, then why don't any of our attacks work on it? Is the spare one a fake? Maybe it's actually different from the sponsor's one. But it's a real thing. The material is the same as what the sponsor wears anyways. So why is this one so much weaker? I don't think it's weak so much as built for a purpose. What do you mean? Ever since I saw the suit, something about it has been bothering me. Looks like some kind of protective gear, so what is it supposed to protect the wearer from? Not sure I follow. Workers at nuclear power plants wear suits to protect themselves from radiations, and firefighters have ones to protect against high temperatures. And divers have one for water pressure. Protective suits are made with specific hazards in mind, stuff that's only a threat in certain environments and scenarios. There are not a lot of use outside of those scenarios. Have you ever felt an actual radiation suit? They're basically paper thin. I think it's the same with this suit. It's designed to protect against one particular threat and nothing else. Protective gear for one particular threat. I desperately tried to think what Tsubasa had said and what it could mean. What kind of scenario was the suit built for? That's obvious enough to protect the sponsor from our attacks. The first time we fought them, we attacked it with every bit of hemoanima we could muster. By the end of our assault, the sponsor was still standing, without having taken the slightest bit of damage. It was like our attacks, our hemoanima had no effect at all. And then it hit me, like a bolt from the blue. I knew what this suit was for. I knew what the threat it was guarding against. Of course, this suit is... The suit is designed to repel any and all hemoanima attacks. But the trade-off is that it's weak against regular attacks, isn't it? You're letting your imagination run wild. I am invincible. Your pitiful intellect cannot hope to understand my power. The sponsor's voice was calm, but they were clearly shaken. I had no doubt that we were right about this. I wish I known sooner. The suit only blocked hemoanima attacks, not physical ones. It's such a simple weakness, but I could see why I hadn't thought of it until now. Our first encounter with the sponsor had totally demoralized us. We attacked them with everything we had, our very strongest attacks, but not one of them worked. That person is invincible. It's no use trying to fight them. That was the idea that had been implanted with our heads since then. And after sowing the seed of doubt, we all accepted that we had no choice but to do what the sponsor said. But now we know the truth. Once the trick is exposed, the con artist behind it is finished, just like this game. I'm warning you, Takumi, stand down now and we can forget this ever happened. This is for my friends. I pulled the trigger and fired off 3 arrows in quick succession. They pierced the suit and buried themselves in the sponsor's body. There was no hiding now. My attack had clearly done some damage. There were holes in the suit now. We weren't dealing with an invincible opponent after all. We did it. Do you see, Hiroko? We broke through the sponsor's defense. Not bad, Takumi Sumuno. I'll confess, I didn't think you'd ever figure out the secret of the suit. For this, I must congratulate you. Gee, thanks, it's an honor, but it's your death I want, not compliments. Me die? Don't be ridiculous. The game has only just begun. Hey, you're forgetting something, Takumi. The suit isn't the only weapon I have at my disposal. I still have my minions. I heard a familiar cacophony of buzzing and beating wings as the bees flew down from the ceiling. They sounded angry. I'd broken the rule after all. I'd injured the sponsor. My suit may not be an immovable object, but my bees are as unstoppable a force as ever. Why now, Takumi Sumino? Do you think you could defend against this? No, there's nothing I could do against your bees. If they attack now, I'll be ridden with holes and have every last ounce of my blood drained. If they attack me, that is. That's why I'm tagging in. Good work, Takumi. You played your part beautifully. Against someone with proper protection, things wouldn't be so simple. What? Who are you? Why do you have that suit? It's me, Yugumu Omokage. Guess you can't tell because of the voice, huh? Apparently the voice changer came as standard with these suits. This one distorted Yugumu's voice just to sound like the sponsors. We decided to borrow one of your precious suits for a while. It seemed like the best way to stop me from getting turned into a pincushion. The beast stingers were powerful, not much was true. But that was because they'd been augmented with hemoanima. Despite a tough and grandiose appearance, it doesn't quite have the hardness to match. The joints snap out of place if you even look at them wrong, and the stinger comes off without much effort at all. And it's as fragile as life itself. But it can't be so weak. Those bees killed Kurura like it was nothing. Their bodies were likely enhanced by some kind of supernatural means when they were still alive. Supernatural, in other words, hemoanima. The suits repelled any and all hemoanima attacks. With Yugumu wearing one, the bees were no threat at all. You and that suit have given us a lot of trouble. Now we're using the same technology to defeat you. You know how it is. What comes around goes around. Insolence, this will not stand. Do you not realize who I am? I'm the one who spreads death across the planets. The all-knowing, the all-seeing game master. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut you off there. We don't really have time to listen to your final monologue. I'll take it from here, Takumi. Go. Right. We both started running. I ran for the door while Yugumu charged right towards the sponsor. The bees dutifully flew in to protect their master, but all in vain. Yugumu swatted them aside with one swipe of the arm, killing them instantly. The suit made him the worst possible opponent for them to go against. Finally, Yugumu reached the sponsor, and then he opened his clenched fingers to reveal that he was holding something. All it takes is one little hole to render the protective gear useless, so the first thing we need to do is open a hole in the sponsor's suit. Any one of these ranged weapons should be enough to do that. Right, if the suit is weak against physical damage, a gun should do the trick. I'm a marksman, though. I'll probably be more likely to hit my target with something like a... What the fuck are you talking about? Just use the gun. Once the suit is torn, the sponsor won't be immune to cryptoglobin attacks anymore. That's where this comes in. Stuff this bomb in the hole and the sponsor will get burned to a crisp. This baby is filled with undying flames. All it takes is a little impact to detonate it. It's basically a downgraded version of the one we used on VXness, but I could only make one, so we only got one shot at this. Are you sure about this, Yugumu? You'll have to get really close to the sponsor to put the bomb in the suit in the first place. If any goes one, you'll be left wide open. Don't worry about that. I'm good at ramming stuff in holes that look like they'd be too small to fit. I'm trying to be serious here. I'm going to have to ask you to stick to this matter at hand. Sure thing, Takumi. Or you can be the one sticking it to me if you prefer. You know, I swing both ways. Stay on topic, please. In spite of his usual devil may care attitude, I could tell Yugumu was serious. His fists were clenched tight. He was determined to end this game. Even if it meant risking his own life killing the sponsor, he was prepared to do what needed to be done. Get away. Don't you dare touch me with those filthy hands. Undaunted, Yugumu grabbed hold of the sponsor. He slipped the miniature bomb in the hole in the suit, and then one little hit and the undying flames enveloped the sponsor's body. A tormentor writhed in pain, convulsing like a crazed dancer. At some point, the sponsor's vocal cords must have burned away. They weren't screaming anymore, just making hollow, choking noises. Even with the flames eating away at every fiber in their being, the sponsor held on to life for as long as they could. But finally, they let out one last unnatural, almost inhuman scream. The flames were still licking at their body. They collapsed onto the floor. Tsubasa and I stepped back into the lounge and we stood with Yugumu watching the sponsor burn. We didn't want to risk taking our eyes off them in case they suddenly came back to life. Fear rooted us to the spot. We had to be sure. We needed to see the person die. They're really dead now, aren't they? Yeah, no one could possibly survive that. Then we really won. We won. The moment I said those words, it felt like a lot more was real. We take it down the invincible sponsor and end the invader hunt. Yeah, what the hell is the noise in here? We heard a weird voice shouting "gee" or something. It sounded like nails on a chalkboard. There was an explosion too. The others all came running in. The sponsor's death cries must have echoed throughout the school. Takumi, Tsubasa, what are you guys doing? Get over here. That's right, you guys have to get away from the sponsor. Oh, of course, with Yugumu wearing the suit, they think he's the sponsor. Hey guys, you picked the perfect time to join us. Come warm yourselves by the fire. Fire, but it looks like there's a person there. Valafine, did you incinerate one of your friends for your sick entertainment? This has gone far enough. It's time for the Holy Jumanji sword to cut you down. Wait, Kiyoshika, I don't think that's the sponsor. It's Yugumu. Now you mentioned it does sound like him. What's going on? What's the deal? If Yugumu's the sponsor and the sponsor's Yugumu, then who the heck am I? Takumi, Tsubasa, you got some explaining to do. If that's Yugumu in the suit, where the real sponsor go? Just stay calm. I'll explain everything. When Tsubasa joined the alliance and figured out the suit's weakness, it allowed us to put the plan into motion. So you see, we don't have to worry about Score's extinction anymore. It's over. We won. Huh? What's the matter, guys? Is it really over, though? The sponsor was so strong before. It's hard to believe you killed him just like that. Right, and we didn't see it happen for ourselves. You don't think we're lying to you, do you? No, that's not it. It's more like all of this happening so fast. If there wasn't time... And we weren't there for so much of it. It doesn't feel real, you know? And I was the one who was supposed to avenge Lady Kurura. Well, this is not the reaction I was expecting. I'm not asking for a victory party or anything, but you can at least relax and the sponsor's gone. Well, this is a real mood killer. You guys are going to need some time, huh? Let's call it here for the day. We can always accept your praise and adulation later. With things still feeling awkward between us and the other teams, we went our separate ways, and I returned to my room. The morning announcement played just as I got back to my room. Yeah, I guess I should get some rest. We did it, Hiruko. We defeated the sponsor. All thanks to you. And Darumi's going to kill everyone. Or a festival. Maybe we could go to the beach together. That'd be a nice change of pace. So imagining all those different possibilities, I felt myself drifting off to sleep. But then my doorbell started ringing. Visitor at this hour. I just really don't feel like getting out of bed right now. I decided to pretend I hadn't heard. Whoever it was and whatever it was, they could wait. My dreams were calling me. Alright, I'm coming. I dragged my tired body out of bed and stumbled over to the door. I opened it and... What are you doing here? Please don't tell me you want to hold another meeting. Can I do? I think it might be a little too soon for us to be celebrating. What does that mean? The sponsor's dead. We made sure of that. The three of us stood and watched as the master of the killing game burned to ashes. There was absolutely no way they could be still alive. The sponsor's dead, alright, but the bees are a different story. While we were fixated on watching the sponsor die, they all flew off. Some of them might still be lurking around the school somewhere. Well, now that the sponsor's not there to control them anymore, wouldn't they just leave? The thing about bees is they don't like to change their habitats all that much. We better start getting rid of them here and now so they don't start building nests and breeding. Great, so now we're exterminators. I wish I could put off the job until later, but I knew I'd never forgive myself if someone got hurt because of those bees. Alright, I guess we should look for them. How are we going to do this? I'll handle the schoolyard and the rooms on the first floor. You handle the second and third. If you hear even the tiniest bit of buzzing, get out there and come find me. I'll put on the suit and take them out. I should go, and I shouldn't just wander around at random. I'll see if everyone's okay and ask them if they've seen anything first. Oh, perfect time for what? Kushika has something she wants to say to you, don't you, Kiyoshika? And Zoe pushed Kiyoshika for avenging Lady Kuro's death, I will, and for my rudeness up until no. That's what to say I am. She looked me in the eye, and awkward sounds flowed between us. Sorry, Takumi, I think Kiyoshika needs more time to get her head together. She wants to apologize to you, but she's not sure how or where to start. It's fine, she doesn't really have to apologize. It's all in the past now. It's nice of you to say this, but this is something she needs to do before we can put it behind us. Just give her a little more time, okay? Or whatever you need. You know where to find me. I found myself getting a little choked up. All that hard work defeating the sponsor had been worth it. You didn't even ask them about the bees. Hey, how's it going, champ? What was that about? Thank you so much for taking out the scumbag that killed Kurara. I'm so happy the tears of joy just won't stop coming. You're my absolute hero now, best wrestler ever, instant Hall of Famer, no question. I'm not a wrestler though. Oh, it's nice to see you're so happy. Hey Moko, we're still checking to see if any of the sponsors' bees are still... Moko? Rika, Raka, Firecracker, Sisboomba, everyone Hasobu. Victory. Moko might be a little too happy. I don't think I'll get any useful information out of her. What? The sponsors' bees are still alive? I only said they might be. I hope we're wrong, but we have to make sure. Do you think of anywhere they might be able to hide Tsubasa? Honestly, I don't know if this is relevant, but since you're asking, I did hear some weird noises coming from that first floor. From that room on the first floor, you know, the one with the strange machines. What kind of noises exactly? Sound like people talking, but there's no way someone would be hiding out in a creepy place like that, right? You know what? It was probably just my imagination. It didn't sound like bees anyways. The room with the strange machines. It's probably nothing, but maybe I'll check it out just in case. Okay, now where's Gaku? Not Gaku, Shoma. Where's Shoma? Thank you so much, thank you. Whoa, what's with you all of a sudden? If you hadn't ended the killing game, I would have been the one getting executed at the end of the round. By defeating the sponsor, you saved my life, Takumi. I never got the chance to say thank you this morning, so now I have to make up for it. You've given an insignificant dust bunny like me a second chance at life. I'm eternally grateful. It's okay, Shoma, I mean it. This is a victory for all of us. By the way, have you seen any of the sponsors' bees around here? Okay, he's not responding to shit. Sponsor hasn't shown up here all day. Level with me, Takumi. Were you serious? Did you really kill that bastard? Yeah. I didn't do it alone, though. Yugumi, Tsubasa, and even Hiroko. They all put their lives on the line to make this plan a success, and now the sponsor's gone. We don't have to compete against each other. Listen up, Takamaru. You're allowed to be happy. The Vader hunt's over. Idiot. I got no right to be happy at a time like this. I'm so damn pathetic. I pushed you away, talked all that shit about you being shady, then went ahead and let you do all the hard work to save our asses. For real, I hate myself so much, I wish I could just drop dead. Don't say that. You survived the killing game. Your life is precious. What's so precious about life you gotta live in shame? Sorry, man. I just can't be around you right now. And hey, sorry about all this stuff. I'm gonna find a way to make it all up to you. His eyes downcast, Takamaru slowly trudged away. You really don't need to do that. Yeah, tell him, Naegi. And then Yugumu. You're still here, Yugumu? Were you going to search the first floor? I thought I'd check up on Darumi before I start. Still out cold, you know, slumbering away like an enchanted princess. I guess she must have taken a lot of damage fighting that commander. Yeah, not just physical damage either. She did murder the only person she ever cared about, with her own two hands after all. Right, there was no other way out of that situation. Darumi still killed Hiroko. Maybe she was in shock, staying unconscious to avoid dealing with the guilt and pain of that. So I gotta wonder what effect Hiroko's cryptoglobin is going to have on Darumi going forward. It's gonna be a real blast finding out. Everyone seems to be okay, but I didn't get any hints about the bees. The closest thing would be what Tsubasa told me about that room. She said she heard people talking inside. Maybe the bees buzzing the wind beats just sound like voices through the door. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The strange sound behind the door wasn't bees. It was the sponsor who was supposed to be dead. There were two of them. How? How are they still alive? If I don't stop them, the killing game will start all over again, but I can't fight them alone. I'll go find Yugumu first. I suddenly tackled and pinned to the ground. Hey, let me go. I can't let them kill me. If I let them run loose on the score, more of my friends will be killed. I need to get away and tell everyone that they're here. I felt a sharp pain in my nape. Did I just get injected with something? As soon as I felt it. Ugh. My vision turned hazy. My consciousness started to fade. No, I can't pass out now. Everyone will die. We have nothing to do with the invader hunt. I heard someone mutter those words near my ear. Or at least I thought I did. Yeah, those are alternate reality guys. Uh-huh. My back hurts. For some reason, my bed felt really hard today. Did I fall out of bed at some point and spend the rest of the night on the floor? This isn't my room. I opened my eyes and looked around. I was in the room with the weird machines. What am I doing here? Why was I waking up in a creepy place like this? I had no reason to be here, did I? Well, I remember now. Yugumu asked me to help look around. My memory's coming back now. We were looking around the school, making sure the sponsor's insect minions weren't still lurking somewhere. I couldn't remember anything from when I came into this room. It was all blank. Was someone else in here? Did they attack me? If anyone or anything had any reason to attack me, it would be the bees. I was one of the people responsible for the master's death, after all. Maybe they wanted revenge. But if that's what happened, Yugumu, Tsubasa, the bees could be after them as well. I dashed out of the room in a panic. I ran all over the school. I checked both the rooms, all the classrooms, and finally... Yugumu, Tsubasa, you're okay. I've been looking for you everywhere. Huh? What's up, Takumi? You're sounding like crazy. Yeah, you look more excited than a bitch in heat. They're both fine. I've been worried over nothing. Thank God. Sheesh, don't scare me like that. I think we should be the ones saying that to you. Anyways, now that you're here, we might as well join the strategy mission. Yugumu and I were just talking about how to organize our search for the QB liquid. The what? What are you talking about? The QB liquid. Come on, you can't have forgotten already. Forgotten? I've never heard of that stuff before, for real? But I just explained it to you this morning. But we were finding the sponsor this morning. That was yesterday. Yesterday? Something wasn't right here. We got the spare suit yesterday, and this morning we defeated the sponsor. Hey, Takumi, what day do you think it is? It's day 31, of course. It's day 32, Takumi. Huh? No, that couldn't be right. If today was day 32, that would mean I spent an entire day laying unconscious in that weird room. Maybe you got a concussion. You did hit your head pretty hard. Huh? I did? When did that happen? You forgot that too? Yesterday, the day 31, you tripped and you hit your head. I don't remember that at all. Was it while I was looking for the bees? So what happened with the bees? Did you find any nests or hives anywhere? Nope, not a single one. Guess I was just being paranoid. Takumi, do you really not remember? Sorry, I don't remember a thing. You were acting pretty strange back then. Maybe the damage is worse than we thought. You should take it easy today. I might come back to you once you rest up a little. Sure. The whole thing still didn't make much sense to me, but I did, like they said, never spent the rest of the day in my room. Time to go to bed. It's now the night of day 32. I'm not going back just by thinking hard, but still, this is unsettling. What if I wake up with even more gaps in my memory tomorrow? When I think about it that way, I'm kind of scared to go to sleep. Why is there weird stuff happening? We'd overcome one ordeal to be faced with another right after. You know, I thought being the sponsor meant our luck was starting to turn. If I let a little something like this get me down, we'll never make it to day 100. I had to stay strong. I need to be prepared to put everything on the line for my friends, just like Hiroko did. Okay, I'm going to save and call it a day. I chose the wrong ending.